I remember the first time I did a live show. This is the Great Legend, and I'm coming at you live, fans, with a tag video. My complete Blu-ray collection. My Blu-ray collection. I was tagged by my good friend Ian, Strange Dog Comic Stuff, and you can check out his video. The original video that he started was tagging. He wants to see everyone's Blu-ray collection, and he tagged me. So Ian, thank you so much, Strange Dog Comic Stuff, for tagging the Great Legend. And dude, I had to gather up all the Blu-rays. They was in the living room. They had some in the bedroom. They had some here. They had some there. They had some everywhere. But man, this thing crashed on me earlier. I hope it doesn't crash. I was running 1080p, 60 frames a second. I cut it down to 720p with 30 frames per second. So I hope this works. This mini PC is not, one of those awesome desktops. It's about this big, so. But anyways, fans, hope you are doing good. I'm looking good. I got a lot of stuff. I know the Legends room's pretty messy, but I hope the quality's okay for you. We do what we can when we can. Okay. Now let me bring up another gimmick here. Make sure we're all good and the neighborhood, and then we're going to start checking the chat. But what you want to do right now, if you're just like me and I'm doing stuff in the background as you can't see, but I'm checking the video description. Check down below. You're going to see another link for my main man, Robert Galvan. I said he is the G-Spot. You get him over there at the Nerdy Collective show with Jeff G, the Cantonese Kid. You get a little Roman Curtis over there. You get some Millions information booth. Good old Martin is always fun. And I just hope this stream is okay for everybody. I'm just getting logged in here. And hopefully everything works out all right. But I'm going to check that chat here in a second, fans. So sit right back and I'll tell a tale of a wonderful trip. Had to go back and forth in the house and get all this Blu-ray shit. Because this is 2023, the expanded edition Great Legend Shows complete Blu-ray collection. I'm trying to find my chat room. Here we go. Let's check it out in the chat. Woo, we got a lot of folks in the chat tonight. We got Strange Dog Comic Stuff in the chat, who just became a moderator. Congratulations, Ian. We got Fish Tropic Canada. This must be a new channel from the Fish. He's Fish Tropic Canada now, baby. He says, Strange Dog says hello. Fish Tropic says legend. We got Two Gun Pedro now. It's great to see Two Gun Pedro with the two guns. Pop, pop. And we got Fish Tropic says this should be fun. Like and share. That's right. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Hit that bell icon when the Great Legend goes live. Make sure y'all can hear me okay on the mic. I want to make sure I'm, not any geek off the street. I got to be handy with the mic, and earn my keep, regulator style. There it is, 90 MFC, Chad, 90. YouTube used to be 90. Dude, I remember when you were over, man. But then he had a family. God bless him, and he's doing the dad thing. Probably got a couple kids by now, too. Gotham City Comics is in the house, man. It's great to see Gotham. Any comic books out of Gotham City, especially Batman stuff, they're pretty. All great 90s, man. Hey, we may even have some 90s movies here. Let's go ahead. I'm going to take it off the chat just a second. Get back on the main camera here. And I'm going to go ahead and start it. Y'all already subbed to Ian, Strange Dog Comic Stuff. He's here. If you're watching this on the rewind, make sure you sub him up on the rewind. I'm going to kind of try to go through this quick because I found out at that 1080p stuff, it was overheating the system. Okay. Trying to find my first pile here. Wow. Where's the movies at? Oh, okay. I got the first piles over here. Okay, here we go. Check this out. The Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad, man. Who doesn't remember that? He had Basil Rathbone. Or is it Basil? I like cooking with Basil. But Basil was doing the narration for the Mr. Toad's freaking wild ride. And Bing Crosby, I was thinking Bob Hope, Bing Crosby, out to Africa and out to somewhere, but no, Bing Crosby did the narration of The Adventures of Ichabod. You know, the Legend of Sleepy Hollow. So that's a nice Blu-ray. It's one of my favorite kid cartoons. Oh, I'm getting a little parched. The Great Legend Show is sponsored by Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar, where you get 0 calories and you can drink 1 an hour and feel like you got all the power. Amen. Oh, excuse me if I burp. This does have a lot of aspartame in it. Aspartame. I don't know how tame ass is or if there's tar inside the ass, but there's some aspartame up in there. All right, so that was the first one. Let's check the chat again. Don't ever want to leave out the chat too long because you don't know how many people are missing the Legend song. So, Legend is on point. 2 kids and just bought a house. Hey, that's me. 2 kids in house. Needed the space. Legendary, baby. You know, I need to drink more milk. Oh, yeah, Chris is happy at 80. Oh, what? That's a good movie. Strained Out. Yep, good movie. Okay. Next up, we have a tradition here. Look at this. Ant-Man. Who doesn't remember Ant-Man? This is a Blu-ray 3D and a Blu-ray and digital HD. Now, this was amazing to get in 3D because it was an American 3D. When most of my Avengers and superhero movies that are in 3D, most of them come from overseas. They're UK, United Kingdom, but they will play in like all regions. So that's Ant-Man. Ant-Man is the best. Paul Rudd, that really just is another feather in Paul Rudd's cap. Now this one's a really nice. It's the extended Blu-ray of James Cameron's Avatar, the first movie, and you get a little different introduction from God, what was his name? Sully. I think that was his name. Whatever the guy's, like his twin brother. You get to see more the twin brother. You actually get to see the dead twin brother, and then Sully takes over for the Avatar project. But I thought it was pretty good. So that's Avatar. Another cool thing about Avatar is I also have the Blu-ray 3D version. Blu-ray 3D, man. I'm one of the last people that have a 3D television, and it's a 1080p 3D Samsung 3D TV, and I also have a Samsung 3D Blu-ray player, so I do love watching the 3D movies on the smaller 1080p television. Now this one I think I got before the 3D was a big thing. This is the Avengers Blu-ray. Who didn't remember seeing the Avengers the first time, right, Chris Barrett? Avengers freaking Blu-ray. Then I've got, and some of these are going to be in alphabetical order. This one is an American 3D. It's the Avengers Age of Ultron, Blu-ray 3D and Blu-ray. Ooh, and then we get into the Dark Knight. Y'all ready for some of that Dark Knight trilogy? Avatar 2, yep. I hadn't seen Avatar 2, but you know the Avatars, man. They're nice. Batman Begins. Who doesn't remember that? Christopher Nolan's first time out with The Dark Knight. What a great movie this was. I loved Cillian Murphy as Scarecrow. You know, you can see him now in Oppenheimer. He'll probably win something big. But this is one of the year's best films. If you've never seen this, make sure you get Max, formerly known as HBO Max, and sub that up. Of course, we have the sequel to it, The Dark Knight, with old Joker in there, and also had Aaron Eckhart play the role of Two-Face, old Harvey Dent. But that's a good movie, very nice. Number 2, I'm glad I have that movie. And then this one's really cool. This is The Dark Knight Rises, Blu-ray DVD Ultraviolet. Has kind of a, what do you call those, lenticulars? Those are always fun to scratch and itch, the testicular lenticular jokes. Now here is a nice one here. This is the Dawn of Justice extended cut with 30 more minutes, and it's also Blu-ray 3D. Another lenticular. Looks like they're really on the cover fighting there. Okay. Then we have Another Batman movie. This is a Batman animated movie called Batman Under the Red Hood. Is my microphone sounding too loud? I can always cut the gain down, but this is Batman Under the Red Hood. Really good. Really good animated. It's basically the story of Jason Todd coming back with the Red Hood mask, enacting revenge on the Joker, who, killed Jason Todd with the crowbar, of course. And this one was an okay one. This was more so of a Damian Wayne movie, but it's the animated Son of Batman, where you get Damian Wayne, where, Talia al Ghul drops Damian off at freaking 1611 Bruce Wayne Manor. Okay, so that was some of the Batmans. Now we're into the BIGs, baby. Big Hero 6. Disney. And Chad, 90 Miles from Comics, you know what? I need to make you a moderator here, 90 Miles. Well, I'll do it later. I can't mess with it right now. But anyway, Big Hero 6. Now, this is just your basic Blu-ray DVD, but this was a great movie. I really liked it. And I didn't know it was based off a comic. There was a comic before. Oh, snap. Are these getting out of order? Okay, let me put this one over here. I don't know how this one slipped. This is the Batman 66 movie. Special edition with Adam West, Burt Ward. One of my favorites is, it doesn't show it, but where he sprays the bat spray, or the shark spray, shark repellent spray, and the shark falls off of Batman's leg. I thought that was cool. So that's the Batman 66 right there. All right, so we'll put Big Hero 6 there. Let's see what else we got here. We're doing pretty good. We're almost to the C's. This was a great film, Boyhood. This had Patricia Arquette, Eller Coltrane, Laurie Linklater, and Ethan Hawke. I don't remember the boy's name. Was it? But anyway, see this kid on the cover. This movie was filmed over like 10 or something years, and it shows the boy pretty much growing up, Literally have every movie you've shown so far on Blu-ray. Great minds think alike, legend. That's right. This is one of my wife's favorite movies. And the thing is, I haven't even seen this yet, but she keeps telling me to watch it. Problem with me and these, I know I'm probably going to cry during it. Because if you have children yourself, you usually just cry at that kind of stuff. All right. This was a really good one. I don't have 3D, but Captain America, the First Avenger. I like on the back that has that sticker that covers up the artwork is really stupid. Thanks a lot, Marvel's UPC sticker. But that's a nice little deal. Where Captain America's punching the old Adolf Hitler, evil German guy. Then the next Captain America, I do have a 3D version. Captain America and the Winter Soldier in 3D. This movie was okay. I preferred the 1940s. I preferred this one because this one you got like gritty Call of Duty style. This one's more like your Modern Warfare, the first scene where he's infiltrating that big ship, that big old ship with Natasha Romanoff, the Black Widow. Basically, that's what this is. This is Modern Warfare, and this is World War II Call of Duty, old school. This is Modern Warfare school. Dude, big shout out to Dustin. Great to see the guy that actually got me on YouTube. And what was it, Dustin? It was June of 2009. 2 or 3 months actually before Captain Strangelove. I'm just saying, but I got over doing, I got my 1,000 subs the first year because me and Dustin were Hall of Famers in the Xbox gaming community. And we were also great chefs. So we came onto the scene and obliterated people over a decade ago. Anyway, I don't want to toot my own horn, but I'm tooting my Blu-rays right here. Now, this one's cool. This is Blu-ray 3D, and that is the Civil War, Captain America. That was superhero perfection. I loved when Cap and Iron Man were fighting. That was so cool. Now we have another Disney movie. Who doesn't remember that movie? Freaking Cars, man. Nine, so fine. We got Perry Comics in the house, one of the greatest movie watchers here. Oh my goodness! This guy immediately popped me. I barely saw his name in the chat because I'm blind as a bat. But dude, Gore Vidal. Oh, Gore, you're going to love some of these films I have because me and Gore, we have the OGs. I mean, we got the real movies. All right, I'm going to show some Gores in a minute. Okay, I got a special little batch over here I'll do, but let me check something real quick here. I think we got about 6 people watching. Thank y'all so much for sticking with the great legend. You know, Cars did have Paul Newman #1. Ka-chow. Perry's always good, baby. Perry does video games and movies where he'll do those in a first take reactionary way where he'll watch and play the game for the very first time and you get to see his reactions and dude, you get to see his rhymes. Cheers, Perry. Couple beers. By the way, take another swig of DP and we'll get this thing finished here. I don't want to take too long. I'm going to leave the chat up right here for a little bit. All right, so next up, we're about in the C's. Oh, now we're in the D. The D's. Who doesn't love this one? All right. I've got all the hardbacks by Chester Gould kind of behind those boxes right there. There's a bookshelf, and I have the complete Dick Tracy newspaper dailies all the way from like I want to say 1930 to 1980 or something. Anyway, until I guess it was Max Allen Collins that took over for Chester Gould. But man, I got them all, and this is one of my movies, baby. And I waited forever for this movie to come out. Dick Tracy, Blu-ray. Doctor Who is the best. You know, old Carson Woodard 19, he would agree that Doctor Who is the best. And that's Dick Tracy here. And I want to let you know the people I am going to be tagging in my video because Ian, Strange Dog Comic Stuff, tagged me. I'm again tagging C. Woodard 19, Carson, and Mr. Gretzky 9966, our good friend Matt. I'm tagging those 2 people. But if anyone in the chat wants to do this tag, by all means do it. Show us your Blu-ray collection. This was a really good one. Me and my wife, we love this movie. I'm a big Western guy. Written and directed by Quentin Tarantino. We got Django Unchained. Just an awesome Western. I still need to see the Western he made after that one. Ooh, how about these? Expendables. Got Stone Cold right there, look. Ian, there's Stone Cold Steve Austin. Got Dolph Lundgren, Randy Couture, old Jet Li, Sylvester Stallone, Jason Statham, Terry Crews, the wrestler Mickey Rourke, and Bruce Willis back there. This was a really good one. I enjoyed that because it was the first one. Check this out. Number 2, you know, kind of changing it up a little bit. You know, we got a little Schwarzenegger, more Schwarzenegger in that one. So Expendables 2. Expendables 3, I'll have to be honest with you, I've never watched this movie. I just got it because it was 50% off. I'm just kidding, that's just some sticker. But I need to watch that one, and they're supposed to have a 4th one out. Me working at a library for 24 years, you can't go wrong with this one. Roald Dahl, man. The guy that did James and the Giant Peach and this fantastic Mr. Fox, man. Freaking classic. Roald Dahl. George Clooney, Meryl Streep. Jason Schwartzman is always in Wes Anderson movies. Bill Murray as well. Owen Wilson occasionally. Royal Tenenbaums and all that. Uh-oh. We got some Reitman here. Do-do-do-do-do. 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 All right, Ghostbusters 1 and 2. Little hide that gimmick so you don't catch my code. Look, 30th anniversary, buy some Funkos, spend some money. But it comes with this kind of little booklet in here about the Ghostbusters. And then you got Ghostbusters 1 and 2. I did enjoy Ghostbusters 2. That was the one where it had the pink ooze. And I thought that was really cool with the underground ooze and then the painting. That was really cool. That's Ghostbusters. The Ghostbusters, Strange Dog showed the Ghostbusters with the 4 women Ghostbusters. I didn't really like that one as much. But the new Ghostbusters, called Ghostbusters Afterlife, that's a really good movie. Okay, let me get back to my chat here on the main camera intermission, because I want to make sure I'm not missing anything. Expendables 4 by the Comic Corps. Man, that's my buddy Chad from the Comic Corps. Chad, thank you so much for coming by. God bless you. Love you, brother from another mother. We're going to be joining the body of Christ soon when Jesus comes and raptures us off this planet. I can't wait for Jesus to come get me. Anyway, sorry for all you non-Jesus fans. We have Gran Torino here, though. Badass movie. I love that movie. Get off my lawn. Yeah. Kind of a racist movie because this guy was, I want to say, from Vietnam, maybe World War II. He had that old school M1 Garand. So that seems like it was a World War II type weapon. And sorry if these are a little dusty, too. I hadn't dusted them off yet. So. All right, Gran Torino. Hey, I know we got some DC fans here. Let's see if I'm missing anyone in the chat. I know Perry's Comics likes some Green Lantern. The extended cut. I love Thal Sinestro in this movie. I also loved Michael Clark Duncan as Pigman. Kilowog. I couldn't remember his name. Thal Sinestro, played by Mark Strong, who also played Dr. Sivana in the Shazam movies. We'll look at that. And Aben Sur, I don't remember who played him. And there's old bird guy. He's classic. But I love this movie. Only problem I thought was this movie, it was a tad bit too long, and they had about 2 or 3 things going on during the movie. They had the origin story, they had Parallax, they had the training, like the origin and the Parallax and the big forehead guy. Just too damn much. You're confusing people. But you can't confuse with something as simple as this. 25th anniversary edition, Steven Spielberg, The Gremlins. Freaking awesome. Yeah, Green Lantern, I mean, I thought Ryan Reynolds nailed that movie. God, like I said, Kilowog, Michael Clark Duncan, and Mark Strong as Sinestro. I always liked how Sinestro says, "What do you think you're doing, Jordan?" You know, always that kind of snivering, snivy voice. Here's a Blu-ray 3D. Who doesn't love the Guardians of the Galaxy, man? Just the soundtrack alone, amazing film. I'm not going to spend too much time. That is one of my 3D ones, though. And then here's the other one. Now, this one is from the UK. You'll see a lot of my UK 3D films will have the PEGI 12 on there, but it's Blu-ray 3D. It also includes the regular Blu-ray. So once America stopped doing 3D films, I started ordering most of these Blu-rays from a seller out of Houston, Texas. His name was My Name is Adam on eBay, and he did Blu-ray 3Ds coming out of the UK. So normally y'all would all get this movie, and I'd have to wait 6 months. Turn my gain down a little bit. But I had to wait about 6 months to get, this movie in 3D, because that's the way I wanted it. Now, there's a third movie, and I haven't seen Guardians 3, so no spoilers in the chat. And like I said, Seawoodard19, I am going to tag you, Seawoodard, so you're going to have to show all your favorite movies, kind of like this one, the 8-film collection. All 7 books, all 8 films. Why is there not 8 books? Well, book number 7 was a big-ass book, and it was Deathly Hallows Part 1 and 2. And you get Deathly Hallows Part 1 and 2 on this movie. You get them all, man. Sorry it's not 1080p, but I couldn't go 1080p because my computer froze. It's just a mini PC. It's about as small as my Coke can, or Dr. Pepper can, if you know what I mean. But anyways, who doesn't love Harry Potter and the awesome ride at Universal Studios where you get to ride with Hagrid and you get to save all of Hogwarts? Hogwarts University. I'm going to go to Hogwarts University. I'm in the old man, Hogwarts University. Strange Dog says, I wish they made Goonies 2. Dude, they should make a Goonies 2, man. Seriously, what's taking them so long? All right, so we got to the H's. Harry Potter's. Okay, let's see what we have next. H.I., right? Another stack for everybody here. Iron Man. Dun, 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 dun. Doo, 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 doo. How about this one? I am Iron Man with my hand. That's some Chris Cornell for you. Billie Jean, you're not my woman. You're just a girl. She says, I am the one who dance on the floor and around. All right, sorry about that. Iron Man 1, baby. You know what? How about Iron Man 2? Booyaka, booyaka. 619, baby. I don't know why I said that. That's a little strange dog humor for the Rey Mysterio fans. Iron Man 3. So it looks like 1, 2, and 3. I just have regular Blu-ray DVD combos. This was a great movie. I prefer the comic book better. Justice League, The Flashpoint Paradox. Probably one of my favorite animateds, because you also get Captain Thunder in there, which I have a Captain Thunder comic over there. Flashpoint number 4, Rags Morales cover. It's really sweet. But it's this is basically the Flashpoint told in DC animated universe, whatever they call it, DAU. This was another good one. This was kind of the first one of the Justice League, and then the sequel, Justice League War, was this film, which is basically Throne of Atlantis, which is the New 52 Throne of Atlantis storyline, where Orm, aka Ocean Master, tries to take over and, run his water people against everyone else. But I love this one too, because look, bottom corner, you got Billy Batson. You had Shazam in that one. That was very good. Those are two good ones there. Make sure I try to keep these in some kind of order here. See what we got here. We got Kick-Ass. Good movie. Classic. Good, just good butt-kicking movie there. Kick-Ass 2. And I have to tell you, I've never seen Kick-Ass 2 yet. So that's one I still got to watch. I loved Kick-Ass 1, though. King Kong, OG, Peter Jackson. That was a damn good movie. That was just a classic to have on Blu-ray. I really love this movie. Man of Steel 3D. I don't care what anybody does. Henry Cavill's the man. He's the Man of Steel, and that was 3D. So I got to see Cavill in all 3D. My favorite Disney movie of all time. Hi diddly dee, an actor's life for me. Dee 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 dee. Hi diddly dee, an actor's life for me. And then he met Honest John, that little fox that screwed him over, and basically took him to Cat Wren told me about the Pinocchio story, where the Pinocchio story, it was like that guy named what was his name, some guy that had an island and he killed himself, but he abused a lot of people underage. Weinstein. It wasn't Harvey Weinstein. It was some other guy that had some island with this evil woman. Who was that evil woman? There's a Netflix documentary. But anyway, they took all the kids to this island, and they didn't turn those kids into donkeys. They turned them kids into sex slaves and shit. Anyway, you don't want to do any of that. Anyway, I don't know what... this isn't for kids, but this was my favorite movie growing up. Not because of that, they took the kids to the island. Now, this is one of my son's favorite movies. I've never seen them all the way through, but it's a big Lord of the Rings. It's the extended editions, and they're all... look at that. It opens up to this like map thing, and they're all like Blu-rays and stuff. It's really cool. I'm pretty sure that each movie extended edition, there's 2 Blu-rays or 2 parts to the movies. So that's another good one there. And then the last of this little batch is excellent. Love this movie. And we've got the one that is in 3D here. So watching this movie in 3D is a freaking blast. The Nightmare Before Christmas. Remember, fans, all of these movies are from my movie collection as of 2023. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the movies after I'm done showing everything I got to show you, because I got a special message about what I think about movies and physical media opposed to digital media. Okay? All right, so that was the Lord of the Rings thing. This should have been with the Iron Man batch. So I'm going to go ahead and show this little pack here. Horrible Bosses. Totally inappropriate edition. I know Strange Dog had horrible bosses. This is one of my wife's favorite movies, and it legit's very funny, very good movie. So I do like this movie too. Okay, Horrible Bosses. This one was a really good movie. Hugo. It was a book written by who wrote that book? Anyway, I used to have the book at the library, and kids would always check it out. This is a masterpiece. It had Ben Kingsley, who plays an excellent role as the clockmaker guy, and it also had Ali G, or what's his face? Borat was in there. What was his name? Mustache guy? Yeah, Sacha Baron Cohen, or Coben. No, it's Cohen. I was thinking James Coburn. God damn it, Doc Sherlock. I can't give you any more ammo. I'm James Coburn. I used to train with Bruce Lee, god damn it. Okay, sorry. Hugo. I think I just have Young Guns in DVD, so you won't see Young Guns. We had Hunger Games. I've never seen this. This is my wife and oldest son. They like that stuff. I've never seen it. Popular book, though, by, I don't even remember who wrote that damn book. Catching Fire. That's the Hunger Games disc 2. And then I believe there was, the third part has 2 movies, I believe. Here's another awesome classic with the green Blu-ray case. Dude, this case is concentrated with 100% gamma energy. I mean, that's like Incredible Hulk's duck butter. Sweat from the ass crack, if you will. It's glazed in this case. And dude, this movie has the base. And don't want to get Rikishi, get that ass sweat in the face. You don't want a stinky face. Alright, I hope y'all are still watching because we got some more Disney action right here. And I'm talking Inside Out. Dee-dee-dee-dee. Inside Out. Dee-dee-dee. I've never seen this movie. And the movie's still shrink wrapped. So one of these days we'll watch it. Damn! Shall I say more? This is one of my favorite. Yeah, Epstein. Where's Pinocchio at? Pinocchio, run! That Epstein guy's coming. Insidious, one of my favorite movies. Because they go in the astral realm. And it has that sleep paralysis. You know, it's all the stuff Carson loves. Insidious Chapter 2. Insidious Chapter 3. And there was supposed to be an Insidious, like one with a key, and then there's one called The Red Door. But I do love the Insidiouses. Okay, so those are those movies. Actually, let me put my Insidiouses back, because I'm going to have to put all these bad boys back. Alright, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 7 more piles. Let's get with it. I'll have to break this pile into 2 real quick. Okay. Next pile's some of the ones I was telling Gore Vidal about. Okay, not necessarily this one. Book written by Nicholas Sparks. The movie, The Notebook, same thing. At the end of the movie, just like the end of the book, you're going to be crying. Chris Barrett says, Who Framed Roger Rabbit is his favorite. Fish Tropic also likes Major Payne, Encino Man, Biodome. Where's Blade Legend? You know, those are like every movie you listed, Biodome, Encino Man. My dad loves Pauly Shore. And I know Pauly Shore was in some of those. I know Biodome also had the brother of the guy that shot the girl on the set of that one movie. Baldwin. One of the Baldwins was in that Biodome. In the Army. Yeah, in the Army now. Why are you giving me all these Pauly Shore movies? Good night. All right, anyway, Notebook if you want to cry some. If you want to cry, if you want to, you can cry every single day. Now, The Pirates is a good movie. It's from the Wallace and Gromit guys. I love this movie. If you like pirates, you'll love that movie. Great freaking movie. More pirates. The first 3 of the Pirates of the Caribbean films. You know, The Dead Man's Chest, The World's End, and The Curse of the Black Pearl. Got those 3 on Blu-ray. We have the 4th pirate movie on Blu-ray. This is on Stranger Tides. I want to say this was the one with Blackbeard. Yep. Sorry for that dead air. How'd you like that dead air? You normally don't get dead air on a Great Legend show because I can't stop running my mouth. But Blackbeard, played by Ian McShane, of course, from Deadwood fame. Ian McShane, Deadwood fame. It don't matter, I'll rhyme outside the brain. I could go 5 seconds into the future. I can make all the girls a lot lit. All right, anyway. Let's leave the girls out of this. Planet of the Apes. All right, trivia time, baby. Trivia time. Back in the day, I showed this set in 2000 and I want to say maybe 11 or 12. Maybe earlier, maybe even 2010. This may have been before my comic stuff, but very first live show in the YouTube comic book pop culture community. Very first live show, solo live show. This guy right here, the Great Legend Show, showed this movie freaking back in the day for the very first solo live show before there was chat. On the left or the right hand side of the screen, the LEG to the END was doing what he was supposed to be doing all along. And that's running them live shows and singing that song. So if you want to see that old school video, check right here in post-production. I'm putting the link in this corner, fans. So click on it and see the very first live show in the YouTube pop culture community. Me talking about one of the greatest 5 films I've ever seen, Planet of the Apes, 1968. Charlton Heston, Kim Hunter, my boy Roddy McDowell, and who was Zaius, Dr. Zaius. Dr. Zaius. Oh, what is his name? It's going to kill me. I can't cheat. Okay, he was an orangutan, Dr. Zaius. Something. And the funny thing is, the orangutan in this movie is named after the actor Maurice Evans. There we go. Anyhow, you can't keep the knowledge locked in too long. You know, you can't do it. But this is Planet of the Apes, Beneath the Planet of the Apes, the sequel, which was pretty good. You got to see the underground mutants, some of their story. The third one, basically, where Cornelius Zira and that other guy, I think it was Todd or something, they got in there and they came back to what would be the 1970s Earth, or 60s Earth, late 60s, well, 70s thing, where Charlton Heston just left off. Then you get the whole ordeal of what happens to planet Earth near the end. And I don't know, it's just, basically it's Jack Kirby's The Last Enemy, Alarming Tales number 1, 1957 maybe, or 58, but it's basically animals ruling the future, which is really cool, and actually got a couple of Alarming Tales number 1s by Joe Simon, Jack Kirby, that I'm going to grade off pretty soon. But anyway, so check that old school, that's some damn good shows. Man, Planet of the Apes, you know, my dad taught junior high for 30 years, and you know, around the middle of his tenure or early tenure in 1968, 69, 70, man, everyone had the Planet of the Apes lunchboxes, Planet of the Apes backpacks, Planet of the Apes Mego dolls. And then 1975, Jaws hit big, and then of course we know in 77, George Lucas took us to the stars, and action figures ain't been stopped since. Now, this is the first time I'm showing not a Blu-ray tonight, but this is actually a DVD set. And I have not watched this TV series in years, and I have it shrink wrapped. They don't make it in Blu-ray, and I was able to get this, and I don't even know if it's in print anymore, but I've got that sucker. So I do love Planet of the Apes, so I will get to watching that. Same with this DVD. It's sealed, brand new, made in the U.S. The Return to Planet of the Apes, the complete animated series. Now, this series, I'd seen it in the 70s reruns. I was born in 77 though, so it's not like they showed this whole thing. I was able to see little bits and pieces out of reruns, but excellent. I want to say the original 5 movies, excellent. Those TV series, I haven't seen them, but I've heard great things about them and how they stay close to the original. And next up, we've got, I don't know which one's the first one or the last one. I think this is the first one. Planet of the Apes. Was it just Rise of the Planet? Dawn of the Planet. That's actually a 3D, which is awesome because they did a great job in 3D. And this one's a 3D as well. That is the War from the Planet, Dawn of the Planet, and the Rise of the Planet. Now, you'll notice something, Gore, what Planet of the Apes is missing. Now, even though Rick Baker did a phenomenal job on makeup for the apes in the Tim Burton one, I just couldn't do it, man. The Tim Burton one is just not for me. The makeup was great, but even though the ending kind of had that same gimmick where he thinks he's going back to his. I don't want to ruin the ending, but even the ending, you're like, But the ending was based off of the original. I want to say original Rod. I call him Rod Sterling because that's how I knew him pre Mandela Effect. Satan messing with this digital reality we're in. But yeah, I remember Rod Sterling, but some of you other folks may remember Rod Serling, whereas Taylor goes back and he thinks he's back home, kind of completely different from the movies, because we know Taylor they hit the big button in Beneath the Planet, and the whole planet blew up. But two completely different movies. I don't know, man. I just couldn't get into it. All right, so that's my Planet of the Apes rant. And also, like I said, make sure you hit that link if you want to see the original first live show on YouTube. All right, so I got those stacks. I got the Planet of the Apes stack. So let's continue with that Planet of the Apes stack and go into some... I don't know how we did this. Maybe I'm getting out of order here, but we got some Spider-Man. That was a Blu-ray 3D. Into the Spider-Verse. And... I have not seen the second one, so I need to watch the second one with Miles Morales. But I love that 3D one. 3D, awesome. Ever see Planet of the Apes musical? Chris, I've never seen Planet of the Apes musical. Gore Vidal loves it. Son-in-law, as you do in Son-in-law, that had old what's-his-face in it. What was Son-in-law? He wants to play Richard Simmons. I read an article, and middle-aged Pauly Shore does kind of look like old man Richard Simmons. I mean, Pauly Shore could be Richard Simmons. He could sweat to the oldies. Come on. Spider-Man Homecoming in 3D. This one, I think, was the first one of the Spider-Man. I don't know. I guess I never bought the second one. The second one had, it may be in my other 3D pile, but the second one had Mysterio. Not Rey Mysterio, but the other guy. I've got this here, the Star Wars Complete Saga. It has all the 6 films. It's a real nice set. This Blu-ray set, I remember when it came out. I think this came out before the version 7, 8, and 9. And, it has the first movie, episode 2, episode 3. But a really cool way to, do the movies, I thought. I think it's Empire and then Jedi. And then they had the special features and things of that nature. Actually, there's bonus discs. There's 3 bonus discs, and then there's a little booklet in there. So this was a really cool set to get, the Star Wars here. Even though I have the Disney Plus now, I can just watch them digital. But it's cool to have them in the set. This one here, The Force Awakens, the 7th movie, Blu-ray. The Last Jedi. That was episode 8. I don't think I got the episode 9 because, like I said, it's on Disney and I could just stream it. This was a really good movie. I love Rogue One. That was one of their solo stories, their short stories or whatnot. And this one was another one they did. It was called Solo, and you get the early how Han Solo was when he was younger. And I love Danny Glover as Lando Calrissian. I thought, actually, it's Donald Glover. Danny Glover's too old for this shit. Anyway, but Rogue One and Solo, I thought those were both really good. All right, next up. This is the final pile from the living room. Then I'll get to my bedroom stuff. You must have Stargate. Oh, I love Stargate, but I actually don't have that movie. I did watch it not too long ago on one of the streaming channels, though, with old, what's that guy from Blacklisted? Well, I know it's got Kurt Russell and, what's that guy with the glasses? He's a good actor. He was in there. I got Taken #1, Liam Neeson. Yeah, Solo, Ian, Strange Dog. Solo was really good. There's Taken. Ooh, the Texas Chainsaw, Evil Wears Many Faces. This is actually a Blu-ray 3D. I've never seen this yet, so I need to watch that one. Thor. First Thor. That was really good. Thor: The Dark World. It was okay. You got Natalie Portman's character got to see more of the Asgard area. The third one I don't have, the one where she's Lady Thor. I don't have that one. Because like I said, I'm going to give you a little deal at the end of this video. I'm almost done, but I'm going to give you my thoughts of the physical versus the digital. Now, don't get me wrong. You know, we have a crap ton of I got a crap ton of physical over here in comic book slabs. So, you know, they're, you know, and people are grading VHS tapes now. So I'll let you know a little bit about that stuff, which is kind of cool. It's kind of, if you do have an old VHS tape, go ahead and grade it because you can make some pretty good money off those. But yeah, there's all kinds of stuff. And the thing is, these take up a lot of room. Three Stooges, I thought they did an excellent job with this movie. Of course, it's never going to be Mo Howard, Larry Fine, and my boy Shemp Howard, or Curly Howard, or Joe Besser, even though I like, stop it, don't hit so, you're hitting so hard. It's like doing my SpongeBob voice, but put a little Besser onto it. Three Stooges here, and I got one of my favorite people in the chat. I think this is the first time I've seen her on the live chat, and I'm talking Katie. One brother to another sister. Don't give me no blister, but we got the K-pop junkie in the house. Oh, there's Glenn. Glenn 2K12. I got a bone to pick with Glenn, see. I was Glenn's 100 subscribers. So I'm like, Glenn, dude, I just gave you 100 subs, bro. You know, I love your channel. You're from England. I like England. God bless the Queen. Long live the Queen and all. And dude, I didn't get no love from him. I was like, this Glenn didn't give me no shout out. This man didn't give me no shout. Shit. I'm gonna have to fight his ass in one of them comic book pay-per-views. Glenn coming up here on here. Glenn be dropping Carson Woodard and me know. Glenn be dropping some stuff like that X-Men #4 First Omega Red, bringing that Russian mustard ass eating Russian mutant Vladimir. I can't even say Vladimir's last name, but I'll be busting out with this book. 9.8, baby. Fantastic Four homage to the new Fantastic. Okay, sorry. This is sorry, Glenn. I'm just kidding. And I had a lot of fun in the chat. I was scaring the crap out of Glenn. And but really, like, wrestling's just a work. So in that chat last night, it was The Hunt, and then Biggie had one on his show. They have these wrestling shows. They're quite entertaining, and you can get into the character and, you know, kind of like screw him over. And they were so mad when Tony and might as well call his ass Tony Khan instead of Tony Sanders, because he really did screw over the fans. But that's why you watch next week, to make sure the baby faces finally get their comeuppance and defeat the heel, defeat the bad guy. So that's all that is. And when all the crowd and all the chat got mad, I fucking lost it. I laughed my ass off because it reminded me of Drew Manchu, my good friend. Carson calls him Drew Meltzer, because, you know, he thinks every win matters in wrestling. All the belts matter. They don't know it's just the belt's a prop to get a guy over, you know. You don't give Roddy Piper a belt because he doesn't need one. He's over basically off his microphone skills. You give someone like Austin Theory a belt, or like a young wrestler, you give him an American title or U.S. title. You give the up-and-coming wrestlers belts because it gives the fans something extra to cheer along. So not only are you cheering the baby face and the heel, you're also cheering the possibility of the new champion either becoming the champion or a champion that's defending the title. All right, sorry to run my mouth. Some people don't like wrestling psychology. I can, you know, write a whole damn book on it because I know how to work. It's a work, you know. Anyway, Three Stooges. Good shit. All right. Transformers. I'll kind of breeze through these. I felt the first ones were really good. You know, Autobots transform. I love that guy. Autobots Bumblebee. Autobots transform. Actually, previously on Clone Wars, Anakin Skywalker and General Obi-Wan Kenobi are now on Genosha, battling the Sith Separatists, and they're in deep shit. That's the Admiral from Clone Wars. Anyway, Transformers Revenge of the Fallen. Like I said, we got a couple of Transformers. These two were really good. The other ones, like, I know Leonard Nimoy voiced one of them. I don't know. Now, these kick ass, dude. OG classic. I know Glenn, and I know K-pop, and I know Jeff G in the house too. The Cantonese comic kid from the Nerdy Collective channel, which in the video description, Robert Galvin, the Nerdy Collective show, it's coming back. But I love the original classic Tron, and this one was so damn good. I love this one too because the legacy continues. I thought it was a great sequel. I love me some Flynn. I love me some Tron. I love me some 80s. Liam Neeson, The Unknown? That's still in the shrink wrap. I don't know. We must have got this cheap, but it's kind of like Taken, I think. So I've never seen that. Oh, yeah. Strange Dog. I know you've seen Unknown. I'm at the... Oh, damn. Here we go right here. Can you dig it, suckers? There's 20,000 cups. No, wait, what was it? There's 20,000 cups. And there's 100,000 of us. Sucker! I love that damn movie. You got James Remar there playing Ajax, always looking for a little action. You got a young version of him. He's pretty much the only guy that I think made it big. There's old Swan, Cochise, that one girl who was always getting him into some shit. And don't forget that one gang. That one gang whipped that ass. Boy, when Rembrandt and Cochise and maybe Fox or something, they got involved with the Lizzies. You don't want to get involved with them. They kill you. How about that one? A lot of people, they're Watchmen. Bar none, the original Watchmen by Alan Moore and Dave Gibbons. And I got to do the Hero Initiative of Dave Gibbons Talent Talk where I got to host for him. Dave Gibbons, phenomenal. Awesome guy. I loved him. Great to chat with him. And him and Moore, that Watchmen knocked out of the park. This was really good for the movie. Of course, they changed the ending. So the ending was totally different, but same scenario. And if you watch the TV show on Max, that one is based off the comic, so make sure you read the comic. But this was a pretty damn good movie. Just saying, I dug the movie. I had to get this one in 3D. Wonder Woman 3D, baby. Damn good. Hellboy? My dad loves Hellboy. I think my dad has like Ron Perlman, the Hellboy 1 and 2. But yeah, I just don't have that in mind. My dad does, though. This was a damn good movie in 3D. Dude. Them damn things was so damn many zombies. They was coming on my TV screen, man. It was insane. The Lego Movie. Damn, I wish I would have got that in 3D. I don't know if they had it, but that's Lego Movie. We're getting to the W's. Then I have some special pals that were from the bedroom. Wreck-It Ralph. That was a good movie. And I've never seen the second one. There's a second Wreck-It Ralph movie. Zombieland. Dude, what a great movie. If you like zombies, it's kind of like, reminded me of Left 4 Dead, just gunning them down. And then I got this IMAX one here I put at the very end. This was real pretty. Blu-ray 3D. Fight Club. I don't have Fight Club, but I have seen Fight Club with American History X. Great actor. I just showed him in the Hulk over here, Edward Norton. Great actor. I just don't have a lot of his stuff. All right, let me show you some of the special stacks here. Let's start with these. Batman Animated, The Return of the Caped Crusader, voiced by Adam West and Burt Ward, and also Julie Newmar lent her voice talents as Catwoman. And then we have this one. The great thing about this one is, same gimmick, Batman, Adam West, Burt Ward. This is actually Adam West's last voice work. Julie Newmar, and Two-Face is played by William Shatner. And supposedly the deal was back in the day they had written a Two-Face episode, and I think the Two-Face episode was going to have William Shatner portray Two-Face. I may be wrong, but basically I think it's that storyline. And they also did the same storyline in a one-shot by the Allreds, Mike and Laura Allred, when they were doing their Batman 66 run for DC around, I would probably say 2015, 16. I don't know when they were doing it, but not too long ago.
Coming at you live.
Hey, Glenn, it's about time you sub back. Coming at you live, player. That's right. Damn, thanks, Glenn. You know, I can always use some more subs. But yeah, Batman Two-Face, love that one. I'm a huge Batman 66 fan. Then I got this set here, the big boy set here. On the back of the box, it's like, wham! Batman. They had a button on here. Like, where is it? Oh, here it is. Press here. It needs a new battery. I'd have to kind of cut open the box and add one of those hearing aid batteries. Hopefully the battery isn't soldered on. But it has a Batmobile, little Hot Wheel toy. It also has some Batman cards right there. And then there's Season 2. That's what I left off on. But basically it has all the DVDs in these kind of packages and stuff. There's also an episode guide in here as well. So you get to have all your favorite 1960s Batman episodes on Blu-ray. The whole set. Damn, that's good shit. I said damn. Okay. We got a... Y'all already saw those, the Spider-Man movies. Put those over here. Alright, and let's get out the last couple stacks here. Now this is where it's going to get... They're not in any order. Injustice. Wasn't as good as the comic book or the video game, but it was decent. You know, if you've never played the video game, if you've never read the comic series, this is a good hopping on point. But if you want the best Injustice, play the video game. Then after you play the first video game, read through the Harley Quinn, the Ground Zero Injustice, because it's her storyline, and she has a little fling with Billy Boy Batson. So get that one, and then, of course, read all the hardbacks if you can. If you got the DC Comic app, read all the Injustice on DC Comic app. So freaking good. I have them all in hardcover, and I don't know. I just have to have all the Injustice, the little hardcovers, not the big ones, but like the little volumes. But anyway, I'm a huge fan of Injustice. This is a good movie, but it's a sad movie. The Wrestler, starring Mickey Rourke, where, you know, you get to see a life of a professional wrestler as they, you know, get out of the spotlight and try to live a normal life, but the demons keep calling. I don't know, it was hard to watch, but it was really good. This one was a great redemption story. It's my favorite professional wrestler, Scott Hall, Big Scott Hall. I remember when Scott was tagging with Barry Windham in the AWA. What was it, the Starship? He was Starship Cody, and I think Barry was Starship something else. But I love those guys. But I love Razor. I mean, when he became Razor Ramon, I was hooked to the TV. But dude, when he had that big mustache and he was with AWA training with the likes of, Larry Zbyszko was giving him a good rub on AWA, where he was kind of, always watching out for Scott. And then when Scott finally was in WCW, Scott was able to get Larry Zbyszko on the announce team, and that was really cool. So I love that. It's called Living on a Razor's Edge, the Scott Hall story. So you get his ups and downs and his triumphant, story with Diamond Dallas Page. Strange Dog goes, "Hey yo," and I have a couple of Razor shirts too. That's really funny. And I think I got a Hey Yo Scott Hall shirt. Here's one we missed earlier. Here's a 3D. Aquaman 3D. Maybe I showed this. I thought I already... No, I showed the cartoon, the one that was called Throne of Atlantis. I want to give a big shout out. I just saw his name. John's Comics with Kids is here. And dude, this is a Blu-ray deep dive. All my Blu-rays showing every Blu-ray movie in the house from my good friend Ian, Strange Dog Comics and stuff, who tagged me in one of his latest videos with his Blu-ray collection. I don't know if you've seen it yet, but I guess I'll show you this one. I've got Wizard of Oz 3D. And I also have Wizard of Oz 4K Ultra Blu-ray. So I got both of those. So I watched this on the 3D and I watched this on the 4K television. Those are some real good movies. This one is awesome. I don't know if y'all have ever seen it. It's The Adventures of Captain Marvel serial. This is my Captain Marvel. I know we got a lot of Brie Larson fans in the chat. I know we got a lot of Marvel fans in the chat. But my favorite Marvel is Captain Marvel. And it's the black and white serial. And dude, let me tell you. If you ever watch, there's a video on YouTube that's pretty much this guy here, Captain Marvel, just wrecking people, throwing dummies off the cliff, getting on machine guns and gunning people down. I mean, he's tearing up some damn Germans back in the 40s, man. So that's Captain Marvel. This was a pretty decent animated. This is Dark, the Justice League Dark animated. I loved it because Boston Brand was great comedic timing along with Constantine. They had a lot of fun. I enjoyed, of course, Etrigan quoting all the old school freaking medieval Middle Ages banter. This is Zatanna in there, of course, and Swamp Thing. Batman helping lead the charge, and I thought Wonder Woman was in this, but maybe Wonder Woman's not in this one. So Justice League Dark, very cool. This one was another hard to watch one. It's based off the book, The Killing Joke. Was that another Alan Moore, I think? I think it was Alan Moore. Killing Joke. I can't remember. I've never read The Killing Joke. I know the storyline. I've seen the panels. I've just watched this movie, and watching this movie, it was pretty hard to watch. Because, you know, Barbara Gordon, man, he put her in a wheelchair, man. I got these. The Avengers, Blu-ray 3D Infinity War. Then, The Avengers, The Endgame, both in Blu-ray 3D. See how they have the Peggy 12 in the bottom left corner? That's because they originally come from England. They're UK, but they're the Blu-ray 3Ds over in the UK. See, the UK, now this isn't the real Captain Marvel, it just says Captain Marvel. But those movies, they're all basically from the UK that I got from a guy in Houston that's used to sell. So these UK ones would come out about 6 months after the normal movies would come out. But I'm glad I have them in 3D because, dude, these movies in 3D, they just blow me away sometime. Especially one of the greatest movies ever made in the history of mankind. That movie right there. Probably the greatest movie in the history of mankind. And you know, John, I do have those Dark Shadows episodes in the coffin set. But I'm going to have to show the Dark Shadows DVDs later down the line. Because, dude, it's 1,125 episodes. Or was it no, it was 1,225, I believe. I watched that many. It took me 3 years to watch. All right, so last little batch. Oh, no, there's this batch. Oh, man. Okay. Let me look here. Okay, yeah, I'll show this one here. Justice League 3D. Another 3D one. Here's a Black Panther 3D. Thor Ragnarok in 3D. That was a good movie. This was a really good 3D. Ready Player One 3D. Glenn, we get the films generally a couple of weeks later than the States. Yeah. And Glenn's over in the UK, so I would get the 3D ones. I always just had to wait a while for the 3D ones. I don't know why it took forever for them to come out, but I'd usually get them from that guy, and he got them from the UK. This one, my wife loves this movie. This is one of our first movies we saw back in our dating years. She loved that movie so much. I remember she bought the double VHS tape of that movie. This is the 3D version. That's very cool in 3D. This is for Strange Dog, shout out. John Carpenter's They Live with the rowdy one, Roddy Piper. You know, Goliath himself, Keith David. There's Keith David with the shades on. Goliath from Gargoyles, and a lot of other good voice acting. All right, so I do have Far From Home. This is the Mysterio one. I just had it with my 3D ones. There's Spider-Man Far From Home in 3D. And then this movie was really cool in 3D. It's called Pixels in 3D. Peter Dinklage, Adam Sandler, the dude, the snowman from Kevin James, Josh Gad. Yeah, Josh Gad was the snowman in Frozen. That's Pixels. And my buddy Carson, if he's watching, I got the big Blu-ray box set of James Bond, 50 years. So it has this little deal on the back that shows all the stuff. You know, you got all the information, you know, all the discs, all the movies printed on the bottom. But basically kind of like the Star Wars deal. There's 2 books in there. Like that. And then inside, it's got like the movies and all this just awesome information. 1962 to 81, 83 to 2012. And it does have the movie called, the 2012 movie was Skyfall. It's got Skyfall in there. And then this movie came out in 2015. It's called Spectre. And then there's one more Bond movie Carson told me I need to get. Spectre. I wonder if it's called, it's not Skyfall, Quantum of Solace, or Spectre. Casino Royale, Die Another Day. See, I got that stuff. But yeah, there was another Bond movie that I didn't ever get to see, so I need to get that Bond movie. And see what that's all about. So that's the Bonds. And then I've got this set, which is really cool. I've got about 2 more little piles, about 10 more. We have Volume 1 of the Universal Horror Collection. And basically with this, you get has a little booklet here that has, you know, all the stuff about the horror movies. Shows like the Invisible Ray, like Invisible Ray posters. There's a Bela Lugosi. So, you know, some film cards, theatrical cards, things they would hang up in the movie theater when they would have their releases. But this, you get the Black Cat, the Raven, the Invisible Ray, and Black Friday. The cool thing was I preferred this Black Cat with Karloff and Lugosi, man. What a great freaking film, and pretty scary too, you know. I thought it was pretty scary and pretty cool at the same time. So that's 4 movies. That's Volume 1. I got Volume 2. I have this one opened. Volume 2 here. You got Murders in the Zoo, The Mad Doctor at Market Street, The Strange Case of Dr. R, and The Mad Ghoul. And I think Mad Ghoul was Lon Chaney. Was it Lon Chaney? No, maybe not. I couldn't see. I don't have my glasses on. But there is some Lon Chaney in here as well. Like that number 3 has a Lon Chaney one. Lon Chaney Jr., The Man-Made Monster. Tower of London, which is a classic. There's another Black Cat. Now, this Black Cat has Basil Rathbone. Basil. I talked about Basil earlier with the first movie we showed tonight, which the first movie we showed was The Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad from Disney. And we know that Bing Crosby did the voice for the Legend of Sleepy Hollow narration, and Basil Rathbone from Sherlock Holmes fame and Thin Man. Was he Thin Man fame too? I don't know, but I know he's in Sherlock Holmes, black and white. But Lon Chaney Jr., Man-Made Monster, that's cool. It's kind of like like a Frankenstein type gimmick. They got Volume 4. We got Karloff's Night Key, Night Monster with Lugosi and Lionel Atwill. Of course, Lionel Atwill from Son of Frankenstein, 1937 or 39. Oh, that's another little set I got to get. This one here. Oh, get some more horror out. I totally forgot. All right, so Night Monster, House of Horrors, and The Climax. Now, The Climax. I hope that ain't one of them kind of climaxes. Love the old school movie joy. Yeah, you know, always got to have some black and whites in there. Volume 5, and these are all from Shout Factory, our Scream Factory, based off Shout Factory. You get The Magician and the Girl, Capture Wild Woman, The Jungle Woman, and Jungle Captive. So you get some jungle action in this one. Remember the Island of Lost Souls legend? Possibly of the Island Dr. Moreau. I do remember that, Island of Lost Souls. Do I have a copy of that anywhere? I've heard that movie because it's supposed to be like Dr. Monroe's. That was actually one of my Island of Lost Souls, I think, had Bela Lugosi in it. But it's not, because Bella had a beard in it, and he looked like Dr. Monroe. I think, Gore, let me know if that had Bela Lugosi beard and looking like a freak, because I do want to see that. It's been years since I've seen it. But this is number 6, Cult of the Cobra, The Black Castle, The Thing That Couldn't Die, and The Shadow of the Cat. And then they quit doing these little Universal collections, but basically these Universal horror collections by Scream Factory, they're basically the movies that aren't the next movies I'm going to show you. This stuff. Now these are the other, your classics. This is your Draculas, your Frankenstein, Mummy, Invisible Man movies, Creature of the Black Lagoon trilogy, Phantom of the Opera with Invisible Man, Claude Rains, not the Phantom first one. I don't know if the first one is included or not. Let me see if they have the first one. They just have the regular, or this one's the remake in 43 that starred Claude Rains as the Phantom, which kind of sucks. I wish they would have put the original Lon Chaney Sr. in here, but that's fine. All right, so I'm going to give you all these movies. Dracula, 1931, Frankenstein, The Mummy, The Invisible Man, Bride of Frankenstein, Werewolf of London, Dracula's Daughter, Son of Frankenstein, Invisible Man Returns, Mummy's Hand. I loved all the Mummy movies. Invisible Woman, The Wolfman, Ghost of Frankenstein. Where was Son of Frankenstein? That was 1939. Okay. I thought it was 37 at first. Okay. Ghost of Frankenstein, Invisible Agent, Mummy's Tomb, Frankenstein Meets Wolfman, which is the one I'm on. I've already seen it. I've seen Fan of the Opera 2. I've seen Son of Dracula. Alucard. It's Lon Chaney Jr. Invisible Man's Revenge. Mummy's Ghost, House of Frankenstein, which was really cool. The Mummy's Curse, House of Dracula. House of Frankenstein, House of Dracula has John Carradine as Baron Latos, who plays Dracula. And that's, of course, 1945. She-Wolf of London. Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein. Very funny. Abbott and Costello meet Invisible Man, Creature from Black Lagoon. Revenge of the Creature, 1955. You get your Clint Eastwood cameo appearance in that movie. So if you are interested in first appearances or cameos, that's Clint Eastwood's first cameo. He's maybe he has one line, but he works in the lab that studies the creature. Revenge. Okay, that was Revenge. And then Abbott and Costello meet the Mummy. And then The Creature Walks Among Us, where the scientists give the creature breathable oxygen, or he's able to breathe on land now. All right, so there was that. The old school. Funny thing about this movie, this is what, 73 or 74? 74. This was my very first DVD, and I still have my original DVD in the living room. I didn't bring any DVDs in there. There he is. Broski is in the house. Gomez, comic collector. Man, it is so great to see him. I've been watching him a little bit lately. I've been just getting back into YouTube, trying to watch more people that I used to watch, get my originals, my OG community. Like, not those, like, mega channels, but just, like, people I'm more comfortable with. Especially Jigs Kingdom. Jigs, if you're watching, I love you, brother. You do a damn good live show, and I love hanging out with you on your live show. All right, so then... I couldn't get away without showing some Popeye. All right, so my OG Popeye here, your Max Fleischers, you're getting from 33, 38, Volume 1, Volume 2, 38 to 40, and the third volume, 41 to 43. These are going to be your Max Fleischer Studio cartoons of Popeye the Sailor. Very cool. Then they go to the Famous Studios, the Famous Funny Studios, which, was it Famous Funnies? Yeah, these are the Famous Funny ones. I'm trying to find all my history on it. But yeah, these are from Famous Funny Studios or whatnot. They're kind of after the Max Fleischer one. So you get one that starts in the 40s, Volume 1. You get Volume 2, 1940s. And then you get Volume 3 of the 40s. So these are in there in the 40s. Then there's this set of DVD. This is DVD, actually. This is Volume 1 of the 60s classics. And there's 72 total episodes just on 2 discs. This is printed by Warner Brothers Archive. So there's no inserts or not much of anything. It's an archive collection that they do, so they just print as much as they can, and then they put it off in the computer, and then they can print more. But I'm hoping they do a volume 2 of this, because these are the King Features Syndicate that I used to watch in the late 70s, early 80s before school. They would run Popeye the Sailor in this form, and of course they were the color episodes. And where instead of calling him Bluto, they called him Brutus. And I don't want to tell you that story. That's a Wikipedia story right there. And then my final 4 movies. Okay, I'll show you this one first, because it's not really, I haven't even watched all the movie. I don't know like what I did. We bought this movie, and I guess I just went to the bathroom and never returned. But it's the 4K Ultra of the Mario Brothers. Now, these movies, I'm not just a video guy. I got a 1080p 50-inch TV, and I got a big 60, I don't know if it's 65 or 60. I can't remember. It's like those graded books I have. I don't remember if my Silver Surfer first appearance is a 9.4 or a 4.4. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Being with that, I'll have to watch it again, but the audio, like I have 5.1 Dolby Digital set up in the big room, so the audio is freaking fantastic for these films. Even that Planet of the Apes 1968, tremendous audio. That music, those beats, like when you're in the place or the Planet of the Apes area, killer. It's just awesome. All right, real quick. 2 of my favorite movies of all time. If you don't know, this is my favorite drama of all time. I got a 4K version of it. Get busy living or get busy dying is what Red told Andy. That's one of the things that will always stick with me, because it's basically a film about, you could do something, or you can just sit on your ass and not do nothing, or you can get off your ass and do something. And so watching that movie, or being tagged by Ian, or having people message me on Instagram asking, "Hey man, Legend, I ain't heard from you. Why? How you doing, Legend? How you doing, bro?" It really makes me feel good, because I've had a pretty crappy last 2 or 3 years. But God's taken care of me tremendously. It's just, I lost my mom a while back, a couple summers back, and but yeah, as far as like financially and money and blah blah blah, that's all good. It's just, I get lonely sometimes for family members that have already escaped this realm, so. But I'll be seeing them again real soon. But I just appreciate, and God bless each and every one of you who have reached out to me. My favorite trilogy of all time. Many of you do know this. 88 miles per hour, 1.21 gigawatts. Run for it, Marty! It's the Libyans! Sorry, a little Doc Brown for you. Okay, so we got the Back to the Future 4K trilogy. Very cool. Has all the special effects. There's like 3 movies, 1 special effects. And my final movie, I have to show. And I just got that 4K TV like not too long ago. So I don't like buy a lot of movies, and I'm going to get to that. But my final movie, Cecil B. DeMille's Steelbook, baby. The 10 Commandments. Charlton Heston, The 10 Commandments. One of the greatest films ever made. And what's cool about this film, on disc 4, you get the 1923 version of the Cecil DeMille's 10 Commandments. So you get the original version. But the one with Charlton Heston, the 1956 4K Ultra HD feature film, man, it just looks, the special effects are better. And this is the story of one of God's chosen. His name is Moses. And as a little baby, he was put in a basket, sent down this little river, and the princess of Egypt, she adopted him and raised him and stuff. And Moses became a part of the king's court. He was, a good guy, well liked and everything. And then God came to him in prayer and vision and said, "It's your duty to get my people out of Egypt." So, of course, Moses, hesitant at first, like we all are when we don't want to do God's work. We're kind of hesitant. We start second guessing ourselves. But this man right here, he proved that with God's help and faith in God, you can do anything that you want to do. So just remember Moses and those 10 commandments when you're feeling down and you want to turn that frown upside down into a smile. You watch this movie, because I know you hadn't seen it in a while. You're going to enjoy the 10 Commandments. That was my final film of the night. And I want you to know, like, a lot of people love comics. A lot of people love movies. I love movies. I love comics. I love collectibles. I love figures. I love Funkos. All of those things that Strange Dog loves, I love just as much. I don't have as many wrestling figures, but Strange Dog, again, thanks so much for tagging me. But as far as physical movies go, I know a lot of people that have like physical movies. They've collected movies over the years, and they'll probably keep collecting them and not get rid of them. But then again, man, I've gotten so used to the digital form of life where I can stream a movie from the internet without even like putting a disc in the tray. Not that I'm that lazy. I get off my ass and put this freaking Moses movie in. God will whip my ass with a 10 commandment over the left side or right side of the head like a chair on Stone Cold's back. Yeah. But anyway, so those movies, I saw more digital, but if there's something that catches my eye that's physical, then I'll probably end up getting it, especially if it's some kind of set or something I can't see, like the Dark Shadows thing. I had to have all of those in the coffin, man. I'll show them to you later. Let's check the chat again. We got Perry Comics, Chris Barrett. Man, thank y'all so much for showing up tonight and giving me a lot of love. Glenn, Strange Off Fish Tribe, K-Pop Junkie was here. Dustin, my buddy Dustin was here. Chad, MF90 was here. We had Comic Core Chad here. Dude, we had Gore Vidal in the house. Strange Dog Comic and stuff was here tonight, man. It's so good seeing Ian, because he was the one that got all this together. And man, I've had an excellent night. And I'm going to see you soon, real soon, what we're going to do. I've got CGC reholder coming up this week, where I've got 4 reholders and a magazine reholder. 2 of them were expensive books that I just wanted to get reholdered because they haven't been reholdered in about 10 years. One had a plastic gimmick broke off in the case, so I had to get that fixed. And one's going to be a new pedigree label that I didn't have, so... And then another one is a big-ass magazine-size 3D comic. So I got to get that one graded with a new case. And look for those videos to come next week. And just catch me around in the live chats. Like I said, I don't do as much content as I used to do, but I enjoy watching each and every one of you. Fans, this is The Great Legend. Let me get on my stuff here. This is The Great Legend. And let me get on the big camera real quick. Oh, Two Gun Pedro. Two Gun Pedro, I just saw your name too. We're going to go real quick, make sure Gore Vidal, Chris Barrett, John's Comics with Kids, Fish Tropic was in the house, Jeff G, the Cantonese Comic Kid, Joey Bag of Sevens. I hope Joey's still here. I don't know if I gave Joey a chat or not. Joey's probably going to beat my ass in a later chat. Perry's Comics, of course, was here. And man, it was just good seeing everyone. And if I missed you, make sure you... Oh, Gomez was here. Gomez the broski. Make sure you chat or comment in the comments below, and I'll catch y'all on the flip side. So let me find where I'm supposed to exit this thing. And like I said, this is The Great Legend saying peace out. God bless.
Oh baby, I love your madness. It's so incredibly beautiful. Oh, you shine
big shout out to Steven. Steven? That's Kevin, dude. What the hell? Entropy in Comics. I know. His name's Kevin. K-E-V-E-N. Damn. Who's Steven? I don't know. Why don't you ask him?
What do you want, guys?
Do you know Steven?
Who the hell is Steven? I know Kevin, Entropy in Comics. I also know my friend Patrick. But fuck! Who the fuck is Steven? I don't know. I'll see you guys later, though. Bye.
Life is so easy. Whoa, you love me to pieces. Yeah, I need it. Want your pandemonium. Give me your freedom. Whoa, yeah, to pieces. Yeah, I need it. Want your pandemonium. Life is so easy. Whoa, you love me to pieces. Yeah, I need it. Want your pandemonium.